Hello and welcome to Ladies in Their 80s. We had to take a few days off because we had one of our players on injured reserve. She wasn't feeling well, and now she's back, ready for the weekend, the NFL weekend that's coming up. There are three games tomorrow, and only a few teams have a shot at the playoffs. Um, and that would be Tampa Bay needs to win to stay in. The Broncos need to win to stay in. And Cincinnati, let me go back. Cincinnati needs the Broncos to lose for them to have a shot, if I'm getting it all straight. So, have you all looked at any of that for this coming weekend? Tomorrow, Baltimore is at Cleveland is at Baltimore. The Steelers and the Bengals play. You know, if the Bengals make the playoffs, I don't think anybody wants to play them because
Really?
they're hot right now.
They're not that.
Well, they've been averaging over 30 a game, close to 40 a game. Their defense can't stop anybody, but at least that's what
Yeah.
go ahead.
Barrows is doing really good.
He's doing great, and
Yeah,
he's got a shot at the MVP.
I know.
His numbers are unbelievable. He's over 40 touchdowns, and I think he only has a handful of interceptions. I don't know. But anyway, he has carried that team. They just have no defense.
They're playing the Steelers, right?
Yeah, they play the Steelers at Pittsburgh. They're 1.5 favorite. Uh, there's one more game. Who's the other? I thought there were three Saturday games. Hold on. Three Saturday games, and I believe NFL. Cleveland at Baltimore. I'm wrong. There's only two games tomorrow. Cleveland at Baltimore and Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. And, you know, did y'all watch the who was that? Atlanta and the Commanders last week?
Of course.
You know, Raheem Morris, the coach for Atlanta, he needs to get fired.
Oh,
For the Falcons to march down the field like they did, and that kid Penix convert those two fourth down passes. But you got to call a timeout. He lost like 30 seconds on one play.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Why do you think he was reluctant to call a timeout?
I don't know. You can't take the timeouts home with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just sometimes coaches, they just freeze up in ball games. Butley and I were on the phone and we're screaming and texting, why isn't he calling a timeout? I don't get it. I don't get it. But and the thing is, you make $8, $9, $10 million a year, and you only need a coach in a game 3 to 4 plays a game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad he didn't call timeout.
That's Mama was pulling for Washington.
You know, I was pulling for Washington and Daniels.
She's got a new boyfriend in the NFL, and his name is Jane Daniels. Yes, yes, good for him. You know,
Don't mess with Daniels.
yes, he has given that city a lot of hope, and they haven't. Excuse me, they haven't had hope in Washington in a long time. And Mom, I mentioned to you this week, there was a lady that I saw in the stands holding up a sign that said, "Relax. I have faith and we have number 5."
That's a good one.
Oh, man, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So I hope they go far in the playoffs. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
The big game on Sunday, the Sunday night game on NBC, Minnesota and Detroit,
Yeah.
and that will determine who has the home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the
Uh-huh.
NFC.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're both 14-2.
right. If who do you think's going to win?
Huh. I I'm pulling for the Vikings
And why are you pulling for the Vikings?
because they haven't been in a while.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been to a Super Bowl since
I can't remember.
70, off the top of my head, 77. They lost to the Steelers.
I think that's a good while.
77, I believe the score was 16-7.
Oh, Lord.
Off the
Charles.
top of my
Wow.
head. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the score was, 16-7. Fran Tarkington was the quarterback then
Oh,
I
wow.
wasn't
for the
watching.
Vikings, and Terry Bradshaw was still the quarterback for the Steelers. But here's the crazy part. This will be the first time the NFL has ever had two teams playing each other with a 14-2 record.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that'll be NFL history made. And here's something else that's pretty neat about that game. Whoever wins has home field advantage throughout, and whoever loses becomes the fifth seed. So that means they would have to play all of their games on the road. So they could possibly play at Philadelphia or at Tampa
Mm.
Bay or at Minnesota or at the Rams,
Okay.
which kind of seems unfair in that you go 10-2 and you got to go, I'm sorry, you go 14-2 and you got to go on the road and play somebody like Tampa Bay who's crawling into the playoffs just like the Rams. I don't think that's fair.
Well,
So, sis, who are you rooting for? Vikings or Lions?
I know. I like the Vikings, but I don't know about the Lions. I like the Vikings, but I guess if I was betting, I'd go with the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I will be doing. I'm looking at the line now on my phone to see.
Okay, just
But
remember I said Vikings. Go ahead.
okay, the Lions are a 2.5 point favorite. The over and under is 56.5. That means they're looking for a high scoring game. Vegas is saying 56.5.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the the uh the Dolphins have a shot. I think they would be the first team in if they win. Is that right?
The
No,
Dolphins?
no, the Broncos. If the Broncos lose, then the Dolphins would get in because I believe they have the tiebreaker over the Bengals. So the Bengals need the Broncos and the Dolphins to lose. The Dolphins need the Broncos to lose. But I don't think that's going to happen because
I
the
don't think
Dolphins
so.
are playing the Jets, as we all know. Have you been following what Aaron Rodgers has been saying? Like,
Not really.
Joel,
Not really.
I just turned him off.
he should have a soap opera, because every day is drama with him.
Yeah.
Every day. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to come back. I need to take some time off and reassess things. Like,
Does
dude,
he think someone is going to beg him to stay?
it's. And the thing is, he can't play anymore. He can still throw the ball, but what added to what he was all about was his ability to maneuver in the pocket and take off and run every now and then. He can't do that anymore. And he's scared in the pocket. You know, he's
Mm. Mm.
You know, he's always
He's
yeah.
looking around.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like me when I hadn't done my homework when I was 6 years old. Never, never know when somebody might come out of the kitchen
Pop your
and
head.
catch me at the dining room table watching Gunsmoke.
Oh,
So who are they playing?
The Dolphins. The
The
Jets are playing the
Dolphins. Yeah.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Mm.
And the Broncos are playing Kansas City is at Denver, but Kansas City's not playing their starters or
right.
the majority of their starters
Why is that?
because they want to rest them up for the playoffs.
So they won't get hurt.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And this
They
game,
rested up Saquon.
yeah, Saquon's not playing for the Eagles either.
I know. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
I think it's the right move. Who
Yeah.
cares about that record? Did you want to see him get it?
Saquon
Do you think he
cares about
wanted
it.
to
I
get it?
don't think so. What do you
I
think?
think he's putting on a brave face.
Maybe so for the sake of the team.
Yes.
But if he were to go out there and get hurt,
Hey, that could happen in any game.
okay, you have a point. But you've already secured your playoff spot. So
Mhm.
him getting those extra 100 some odd yards or not, they win or lose or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is how far you go in the playoffs.
Yes, for the team.
Yes, for the team. Hey, you're the one who always taught me it's about the team. It's not about individuals.
That's right.
Coming back to bite you.
All right. So we quickly talked about the play what's coming up this weekend. So there's really only a handful of games that have any significance. So I will ask you all, who do you like for the matchup to be in the Super Bowl? Who's going to come from the AFC? Who's going to come from the NFC? So the NFC, you know, is the big city teams. Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, that kind of AFC, Kansas City, uh, Denver, the smaller cities. And do you all know the reason why that is?
No, I don't. Maybe
So, do you,
Mhm.
Aunt Grace?
No.
Well, so when they merged, when the AFL had the smaller cities back in the 60s, and the NFL, which was already established, had the larger cities, New
Mhm.
York, Baltimore Colts, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, uh, Detroit Lions. And so they started in the 30s, 40s. So they had the big cities wrapped up, and the AFL wanted to merge, and they finally did after the Chiefs beat the Vikings in 19, no, yes. So Joe Namath and the Jets beat, you okay, Aunt Grace?
yes,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So Joe Namath and the Jets beat the Colts in 69, and then the Chiefs beat the Vikings in 70. And then the NFL said, you know what? I think these guys are kind of just as good as we are. So let's go ahead and merge. But the AFL always had the smaller cities. The NFL, which was more established, had the larger cities.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So I say, no, you know what? Let me hear what you all think first.
I go with the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Eagles and the Chiefs. Let's write this one down. Eagles and the Chiefs, says Aunt Grace, also known as my sister. Aunt Grace says Philadelphia PHL versus KC. Mama, who do you like?
I think it's going to be Vikings and Chiefs.
Vikings and Chiefs. Hold on one second. Is this Butley Jarvis? I'm recording ladies in their 80s at this moment, so I have to call you back. You want to say hi? Hold on, let me put you on speaker so you can say hi. Say hi, Butley.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Bartley.
Bartley.
Happy New Year.
Mama said Happy New Year.
I concur.
Aunt Grace said Happy New Year as well. All right, bye. So Mama, who do you like?
I told you. Vikings and
Again,
Chiefs.
Mama, I'm getting old. I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Vikings and Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Wow. So neither one of you think Detroit's going to make it. Okay. Well, Troy Lewis is going to go with Detroit and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is going to play the Lions all by himself, and he's going to win. Because I never pick against Patrick Mahomes.
You don't think the Ravens gonna make it? Hmm.
Well, they did play in week 1.
Mm.
And they lost on the last play of the game when I think it was Zay Flowers stepped out of bounds. They had a chance to tie it up. All the games would have to go through Kansas City. And they don't lose playoff games at home. The last one they lost, I think, was 2019 to Joe Burrow in Cincinnati.
Hmm.
But they don't lose at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who did you say, sis? Ravens and
No, I said the Chiefs and the Eagles.
She was asking me if I thought that the Ravens had a chance to make it. I just don't trust Lamar. And
No. Yeah.
it always comes down to who has the best quarterback.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes he's kind of like Michael Jordan right now. Michael Jordan kept a lot of people from winning an NBA title.
Oh, yes.
Because he was just the best player at the time. And I just think Patrick Mahomes finds a way for the Chiefs to win. I could be wrong, but I can't bet against him.
Okay.
All right, so Mama has the Vikings and the Chiefs. Aunt Grace has the Eagles and the Chiefs. And I have Detroit versus Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
All right. We shall see.
All right. We'll talk again next week. And good luck with everything, Aunt Grace. I'm glad you're off of the injured reserve list. Nobody picked you. No team picked you up. Nobody else tried to bring you onto their YouTube channel while you were out for a week or so. I'm glad you're still on our team.
Okay, I'm glad you still have me.
Well, you
haven't
don't
traded me.
Well, the thing that I like, Aunt Grace, about you is that you don't have an agent and you don't ask for a lot of money.
Okay.
Oh, let me ask you something.
Yes.
What do you think about who?
Mama, I need you to sit back because
who are the picks going to be for MVP? I know we've discussed it before.
So let's write down your picks. Who do you think?
Yeah, you go.
I think Josh Allen from Buffalo is going to win it.
That's what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sister can tell you that's who I have as number 1.
A few weeks ago I said that and y'all were shaking your head at me.
Yeah. But if he doesn't get it, I think Lamar might get it.
Okay, but your pick is going to be Josh Allen. And Aunt Grace?
I'll go with Josh Allen.
Oh, it's unanimous. Did y'all see that Patrick Mahomes didn't even make All-Pro?
No.
Yeah, so I think they picked 2 teams, first team and second team. Yeah, he didn't make it.
How come?
I
mean, what do they base it on?
on, how well somebody has played. Maybe they're thinking like you, Mama, that they
Yeah,
didn't
but
score enough and they only won by one possession.
Mhm.
Who cares? They got the best record in the league.
Yeah.
All right, so
Some-
we're unanimous with Josh Allen, and so there's no controversy there.
No.
Okay. I will see you all next week, and the playoffs start next Saturday and Sunday. Week 18 is upon us, and how quickly the season goes.
yes,
Really.
Oh,
this has been an unusual season.
very much so, very much so. Especially when Cincinnati lost to the Patriots in week 1, which knocked a lot of us out of the
Lord.
suicide pool. But let's not revisit that. Let's move on.
No.
I haven't said it. Happy New Year. I know I've said it to y'all personally, but Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone who watches our show. And as always, Mom, I love you, and Aunt Grace, I love you as well.
I love you too.
And I love you more, and Happy New Year to everyone.
All right.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm glad I got y'all for another year. Let's do this again next year.
Good. And tell your friends. Watch the oldies.
All right, my friends, watch the oldies, ladies in their 80s talk. All right, talk to y'all later.